I may have done this already too, but it bears repeating. I was on the road. Still been following the coronavirus outbreak, pandemic, whatever they call it at this point. And I spoke to a friend of mine that told me that doctor had died, and I had to look him up. I didn't even know about him. He was a doctor that was involved in the SARS epidemic, and he went and investigated this, and he was trying to tell his friends and his family that this is bad. He was trying to warn them, this is serious, and they didn't believe him. And the Chinese government caught up with him and was like, hey, this is a crime, and if you continue, he gave him a later, do you understand, will you stop breaking the law? He did, and tried yes, and he ended up dying later. And they have the picture of him, the tubes in his mouth, and he just looks scared, like he's like this. And I think I've been around people, elderly people, have that same look, like they're looking on. They're not looking at you like, I'm looking at you, I'm critical. You have red hair, they're looking beyond. And I've always wondered, well, I guess I'll learn one day. I was looking at this picture before I went to sleep. I just had this sense of sadness, like in some kind of way, as a society, we let him down. I'm just some black kid in Charlotte, North Carolina that drives a truck. I've got like a couple of semesters in college. I got a TWIC card. I got some guns. I got a little money. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I have no power in this country. And I've said it before that I consider myself to be I see myself as how do we say it? A world citizen, not an American citizen, a world citizen. We're facing problems that go beyond nationalism now. That's why they don't want to talk about climate change and all this, because they can't, if climate change exists, what can you do about it? What can I do about it? That's a culture, that's a global issue. That's a regional issue. So they don't want to talk about that. They want to go back to regional stuff, state stuff like coal mining that they can do, little local. So they want to keep things as local as possible without having a global focus and a realization that what you do here affects brothers fighting the struggle in Darfur and brothers that are this, that, and the other. We are one world. And one day when I have children, I want them to learn about people like that doctor and people like Justin Hobson and people like Valerie Plume and people like people like that. I want them to learn about that kind of stuff because those people are heroes. And they did things that if America exists another 20, 30, 50 years, I can say that they prolonged destruction. They prevented America becoming a fascist state. They made the world a better place. And I just think that we've lost it. We've lost our heroes. We've lost that. And Trump is an anti-hero. Anybody that's around him that goes against him, you see what he does with Venom and all that stuff. There was an episode of West Wing years ago where a guy just ran against somebody, and when he won, he gave them a chance to join his administration as like a lower level position, because by him running against him, he wasn't like, I hate you. It was like, no, I disagree with you, and I think my policy would be better and would benefit society, but we can use you for something else. You know what I mean? Just because I win doesn't make you a bad person. You're not a good person. I just won. And I respect that. And looking at Trump against that template, against that background, it's like, whoa. We're a million miles away from that legitimacy, that honesty, that humbleness that Trump and his people don't have. There's no humbleness. There's no gentleness. There's no legitimacy. There's no honor. There's no decency. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. We don't have that now. It doesn't exist. So, but I looked at it, like I said, those people, Valerie Plum, Snowden, all the folks, WikiLeaks, those are heroes. Those are heroes in my mind. Those are folks who sacrificed it all. And I realize also that when you have the chance to do right and do good and you do it, whether or not you do, you win or whatever, it matters that you stood up for the right thing. That's what matters. It's important because look at all the things Ron Paul talked about that later on people start talking about. Look at the things that Bernie Sanders talked about 16 that everybody's talking about now in 2020. You get my point? This movement ain't going to move in a second, in a moment. It takes time. You know, as JFK talked about how men die, times pass on, but an idea, ideas don't. You know, nothing can stop an idea. Time has come. That's really true. So, but I just, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come, because you can hear me. But that doctor, I don't know why I looked at this picture that one night I was driving, was going out to California. I looked at this picture, and it just, I felt this sorrow. Not no deep, want to cry, but I just felt this sorrow, like, this shouldn't have happened. Kind of like when kids get hurt and they're in the car with a drunk driver. It's like, shit, this should not have happened. Like, this kid should not have been in this car. It wasn't like a kid got cancer or the house caught on fire. Okay, those things happen. I get it. People get hurt, people die. This is something that could have been prevented. And I feel like I feel like, I don't want to go back to Trump all the time, but this is another aspect of this nationalistic coup d'etat, this nationalistic thing we're dealing with right now, where everybody's fighting, everybody's nationalistic, and we're not coming together to deal with the kind of global crisis that we all face. Peace, y'all.